Hello my crafty friends, it's Pamela. Welcome back. So here is a slow stitch pouch that I made a while ago, and I used a vintage, let's see, this is a vintage tablecloth from the 1940s, and it's quite large, so you'll probably see it in other projects, but it's perfect for this pouch that I made. So I wanted to share it with you. So here is a piece of linen fabric that my mother wove. She spun the thread and wove the fabric. And I think I've mentioned that before, but I use it when I can. And then I just stamped a little word on some muslin and stitched that on. And this piece is from a quilt that I had all these beautiful flowers and stems on it, and it just wore out, so I salvaged all the flowers and I used those in projects. And then this is a piece of vintage lace, a piece of velvet ribbon, and then this is an image that I printed on interfacing, and I just did some light stitching on it. Her face is a little mangled, but it's okay because it'll get more worn as I use it. But just stitched some flowers, and this is a William Waterhouse picture, and he is one of my favorite artists, so yeah. And then flowers, and I just did blanket stitch all the way around the edge on this edge, and then to fasten it I used a vintage mother of pearl button and just a little loop. And let me show you the back. On the back I just added bits and pieces. Here's a piece of that quilt that I had and salvaged bits and pieces from it, and I just added a bunch of yellow French knots and blanket stitched around the edge, and just added little bits and pieces, and I'll probably add more as I go, or as the mood strikes me. But it's all stitched closed by hand. I just stitched back and forth here so that it would be super strong and not fray. And then this edge is the selvage edge, so I just stitched down that once. And then just open it here. And then I used a couple of vintage pieces. This is from a tablecloth that belonged to my great-great-grandmother and was quite damaged, and so I just used pieces here and there, and just more bits and pieces stitched down. And then I did line it because it was a little bit floppy, so I just used a piece of this really beautiful batik cotton. It's a good quality cotton, and inside I keep some of my little bits and pieces, applique things that I have that I can use when I'm stitching. So I'll just take this with me and go through it, or grab something out of it, or add something to it. I have some pieces that little snippet roll pieces that I've put in here. So yeah, it just has lots of bits and pieces, and vintage and newer and printed. So that's what goes in here. So it's just a fun bag full of stuff, and I think I'm gonna have to make another one because this one is pretty darn full, and I don't think I can get much more in here safely without, kind of starting to damage some of the pieces, or, making them a little funky. But anyway, that is my slow stitched pouch. I hope you like it. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you want some slow stitch tutorials or stitch alongs, because it's just so fun and I love it. Anyway, I will see you all in the next video. I hope you're well. Be crafty, be happy, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.